care for the way people act these days, most of the time. I don't like the way people act. I find everybody to be very entitled. Nobody apologizes anymore. Nobody says sorry. Sorry isn't an apology anymore. Sorry has become a sarcastic phrase. It's completely sarcastic now because everybody's entitled, you know? Sorry, I'm a bitch. Sorry. Deal, I'm a bitch. Well, you're a cunt, actually. You're a cunt and a horrible person. But that's everybody's attitude, like deal, and it bothers me. And I will admit, I am ethical to a fault because of the way I was raised. Now, I was raised in an East Coast Italian Catholic household, okay? Now, I'm not Italian because I'm adopted, and I'm not Catholic because I'm logical. But I was raised in that environment, and that environment makes you passionate to a fault about your ethics, okay? This is the kind of Italian Catholic house I grew up in. When I was 12 years old, my mother forced me to watch Goodfellas. I didn't want to watch it. She made me watch it. And there's a scene in the movie where Henry Hill, the main character, he gets busted for the first time, and he beats the rap in court because he won't squeal. And he leaves the courtroom and goes out to the lobby, and De Niro comes up to him, and De Niro goes, "You learned the two greatest lessons in life today. Never rat on your friends, and always, always keep your mouth shut." And at that part in the movie, my mom paused the movie. And she turned to me, and she goes, "Did you hear that? That's what it's all about." Well, he committed perjury, actually, if you want to get down to what it's all about. Crazy, passionate household, emotional, very emotional, fights with zero filter, just unbridled rage in every argument. I've gotten so mad at my mom in the middle of arguments where we're screaming that I would stop and I would go, "Ooh, what I wouldn't give just one time." And my mom wouldn't even get offended. She wouldn't be like, "How dare you?" You know, my mom would go, "You and what army?" That was her response to it. Psychotic. And it was a Catholic household, as I said, too. Very Catholic. How Catholic? This is how Catholic. There was a framed cross-stitch work of art above the couch in the living room. And it was a poem, a Catholic poem, and it said, "A little boy asked Jesus, 'Jesus, how much do you love me?' And Jesus said, 'This much,' and stretched his arms out and died." That was above the couch in the room where you're supposed to have tea with people. We also had a statue, when you walked in the front door, there was a statue about this big. There was a little table and a statue on about that big. And it was a bust of bloody Christ from the crucifixion. That was the first thing you saw when you walked into the house. Like, oh, am I gonna like this place? Oh, there's a dying Jesus with blood and snot all over his face. Okay, yeah, I feel welcome. It was terrifying, but I swear to God, my best friend was Jewish, so I would chase him around the house with the statue all the time. When he slept over, "Look what you did to me, Dad. Look what you did, Jew!" All right, so that's the house. That's the house, and that's how I was raised. Okay, so about 3 or 4 years ago, my mom got cancer. Now, she's okay now. She's fine. But she had to go through a recovery period for a few months. So I moved home to try to help her through the recovery period. And one of the biggest rules about cancer recovery is no stress. You can't stress, which is going to be tough because this is a woman that I've almost fist fought several times in my life. So I'm just, we're cooped up in the house and we're annoying the shit out of each other, but we're trying not to fight. We're just trying to keep it cool and the tension's building and whatever. Then finally, one day my mom goes, "I feel good today. Let's leave. Let's go out of the house for the first time. Let's go out of the house. Sunday, let's go to the supermarket. We'll make a big Sunday gravy." Italian tradition, great. We go to the supermarket on a Sunday in the suburbs, which, if you've ever done that, it's a fucking nightmare, okay? It's horrible. There's cars everywhere. There's loose carts flying all over the place. There's kids. It's fucking terrible. So I'm already driving like, oh, motherfucker, we're not gonna get a parking spot. And I'm getting aggravated, but I'm like, be cool, because don't give your mom cancer again. Just be cool right now. And there's a big, douchey, like, SUV in front of us. And it suddenly just stops. Doesn't pull over to the side. It just stops in the middle of the driving lane. And the car shuts off, and the driver gets out of the car and walks into the supermarket. That's it. Doesn't put his flashers on. Doesn't go like, oh shit, dude, I'm sorry, I'll be right back. Nothing. Just walk. Do you ever see somebody do an asshole dickhead thing like that and they don't call attention to the fact that they did an asshole dickhead thing? It's like you just saw a magic trick. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Did he just do that? He did that. Wait, how did he do that? Did he do that? So I start honking, and I'm yelling, even though the windows are up, I'm yelling. I go, yeah, hey! You can't park here, hey! And my mom goes, stop it. Stop honking right now. And I go, no, I won't stop it. He shouldn't be parked. Do you see what he just did? Hey, hey! And my mom goes, stop it. You're embarrassing me. Because now we're out of the house and suddenly she has class all of a sudden. And my mom goes, stop it, stop it. And I go, I will not stop it. There are rules, Mom. Am I the only one that gives a shit about the rules? And I literally start doing the John Goodman speech from The Big Lebowski when he's in the bowling alley with the gun. And when you do that speech to people, they don't go, oh, Big Lebowski, right? They go, what the fuck is wrong with you? So we have to pull around his truck now into the oncoming traffic lane, and it's dangerous and whatever, but we maneuver around and we park, and I'm very angry. And me and my parents, we get out of the car, and my mom and dad say, come on, let's go into the store. And I pull a super Goodfellas move right now. I just go, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'm gonna wait right here. Because that happens in Goodfellas. There's a part in Goodfellas where Ray Liotta's girlfriend gets sexually assaulted by the neighbor, right? And he drives her home, and then they see the neighbor outside, and she goes, let's go in the house, Hendry. And he goes, no, you go ahead. I'm gonna wait here. And then he walks across the street and beats the neighbor's face in with his gun. And I've wanted to do that so bad in front of a girl for my entire fucking life. Could you imagine? Do you have a boyfriend? You love him? You like him? Just imagine if he beat a man's face in with a gun in front of you. No, you wouldn't be making that face. You wouldn't be making this face. You'd be making this face. You'd be the horniest you've ever been in your fucking life. It's awesome. Anyway, so I go, you go ahead. I'm gonna wait right here. And they go in the supermarket, and I stand there, and I just wait for the guy. And he comes strolling out of the supermarket with a six-pack. This fucking douchebag wasn't even going in to get, like, medicine or some shit like that, like an emergency, possibly enough, six-pack, and he's smiling like he's proud of what he did. And he hops in his car. I race to his car, and I bang on the window. And he kind of jumps, like, whoa. And he rolls the window down, and he's like, what? What's up? And I go, apologize, right now. Apologize, say you're sorry. And he goes, what? And I go, you had no right to park here. No right. Very dangerous. Say you're sorry right now. And he didn't say sorry, obviously. He didn't come close to an apology. What he did say was, fuck you, your breath smells. And then he drove away. And that hurts, doesn't it? Your breath smells, that hurts real deep in the soul, doesn't it? That's the worst you smell insult there is. There's no worse you smell than your breath smells. This is how much your breath smells hurts. I literally would rather be receiving oral sex from a girl and the girl stop and be like, Joe, your dick smells really bad. And I'd be like, it does? How's my breath? Your breath is fine, but your dick reeks. Fuck it, it's a dick, sweetie. Keep going. I don't care. So he drives off. And now this is the part in the story where I think most people would be like, I've lost this round. Time to retreat, go inside and buy some sausage for dinner tonight, whatever. But I decided that I was going to run across the parking lot so I could intercept his car before it left the parking lot. Because he needed to know, okay? So I run across the parking lot, full speed. He's coming. He sees me coming. He's not stopping because he sees me coming. So now I'm approaching his car as he's driving past me, and he's passing me, not stopping. I cock back like this, and I punch his car as hard as I can, okay? Now, some of you are making a face like, Joe, that's fucking nuts. You know what? Fuck you, okay? Have you ever punched a car when it's moving with all your might? Do you know what it feels like? Fucking glorious. That's what it feels like. It is the hand of justice hammering down. It felt fucking great until he stopped the car and he opened the door and he just goes like this. He goes, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. I park where I'm not supposed to, and that gives you the right to punch my fucking car? And then he undid his seatbelt and he stood up. And as he stood, he kept screaming at me. But I don't mean screaming words at me. He just literally stood up like this. And at that point, I ran away. I never got that far in a confrontation before. I was like, that's not supposed to happen. And as I was running, I could hear him go, he's going, keep running, you pussy! And I did. I was like, I'm going, yeah. Well, absolutely. I didn't need that tip, I know. But I was so proud of myself. I really was. I was proud of myself. I was like, this is what my mom raised me to do, man. You know, she showed me Goodfellas when I was 12. We had the Jesus committing suicide thing above our couch. You sacrifice for what you believe in. That's what you do. And I couldn't wait to tell my mom what I did to defend her honor. And I went in and I told her the whole story right in the middle of the supermarket. And all she said was, she looked at me and she just goes, you make me sick. And I was like, that's not what you're supposed to say.